Southern New England's trusted news source. ABC 6 News at 6.
Tiffany Murphy alongside John Toluca. We are down in downtown Providence preparing for Waterfire.
Well, Tiffany, I'm so thrilled to be here. I have been to Waterfire. I don't know how many times I've lost track at this point, but I've never been to Waterfire on a work-related assignment. So it's kind of cool to see this, and I've certainly never been here this early. I show up, 10 o'clock, 10:30, have dinner, Amy and I, the kids when they were little. But to be here this early is kind of cool. You see the cellophane, and they were prepared, Tiff. They were prepared for the water. Oh, what time was that?
That was around 3 o'clock. Multiple crews. They're all volunteers. They were going from, putting the wood on and just in case. Just in case it rained. But right now we are dry, as Jeff said it would be. We would get a break from the storms that are coming much, much later. Before I embarrass myself talking about the weather, I'll leave that to Jeff, who we'll check in with in just a minute. But when you say Waterfire, you think, oh my gosh, it's iconic. It's a Rhode Island treasure. It's something that's a unifier. It brings people together from all walks of life, people from all over the country, all over the world. And believe it or not, they're approaching in and around the 500 number, 500 Waterfires since it began in 1994. Yeah, almost 30 years. So we wanted to find out how it got its start. Do you want to do another impersonation? About how Waterfire
no, I have to tell it after the fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
ABC 6 News reporter Caitlin Gelhaus took a closer look at how Waterfire began.
Artist Barnaby Evans, the founder and co-director of Waterfire Providence, says his unique vision for the city of Providence came to fruition 28 years ago.
Ideally, it's a place of total freedom. You don't pay admission, there's no lines, there's no reserved seats. You can come and engage with the space exactly how you feel you would like to engage that night. And that freedom is very unusual.
But it all first started when Evans moved to Providence to attend Brown University in 1971. He was studying topics like art, urbanism, and architecture.
Primarily, I was interested in the interaction of the built environment on the natural world, so environmental studies, but didn't have a name then.
Evans fell in love with Providence and wanted to make the city better in some way.
I started to look at these public interactions in urban environments and wondered how art could change the way people behaved in a public place, and whether you could use art to rebuild a sense of community.
According to Evans, not many of the surrounding buildings were here during the 80s, or if they were built, they were empty. There were few restaurants open in the summer. The city was missing something in Evans' eyes. But he knew the state was taking on a large project to uncover the rivers in Providence.
Thought that might be an opportunity to use that new beginning of the river as a place to have us all think about Providence in a new light.
After meeting with many city and state officials and after lots of planning, Evans put on the first Waterfire Providence during the summer of 1994.
Waterfire's reputation could be rebuilt from the sparking of the new light, sort of as a phoenix rises from the fire. And that was my intention.
Evans says the goal was to bring a new sense of life to downtown, all while using the river as a representative of a life force flowing through the city.
I didn't expect to be doing it 29 years later and still doing it. My dad says, so you've lit Waterfire 500 times and you still can't get it right? But that's what dads say, right?
500 lightings later, and Evans says he's still trying to make each Waterfire better than the next. In Providence, Alyssa Azara, ABC 6 News.
Well, he is certainly doing that. It is a fun time for everyone to come out to Waterfire. And tonight, there's no reason, at least weather-wise, for you to stay away. Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Benson joining us now live in Water Place Park. I like saying that, Jeff. What a nice night, huh?
I like that, too. Yeah, it is a nice night. We don't have as much sunshine as we had at the top of the newscast, but it's still very, very comfortable, arguably more comfy with the clouds coming in because it is very humid out there. We've got a nice breeze coming off the water here, and we're expecting to see dry conditions as we head over the next few hours. So again, if you are on the fence, we implore you, come on down. The festivities just getting started. We've got the awesome crews that have really been working very hard behind the scenes and taking care of the tents. And you saw all of the logs out here. They were almost ready to go by the time we got here hours ago. So kudos to the volunteers. Right now you're looking at Skycam and you can see the sky has gotten darker, but again, not reporting any rainfall. These are just, again, clouds that have started to roll back in. We still do have an impressive weather system off to our south. 76 degrees right now. Sustained wind at 14 miles an hour. You can see all of our hair is tussling in the wind for sure. There's the impressive system I was talking about, but you follow those red arrows, that's the track that is taking out to sea. We do have a couple of severe thunderstorms that have popped up well to our west across New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Those will not be impacting us during the Waterfire event. As we take a look at our SatRad zoomed on in here, you can see the clouds have kind of filled back in. Our Doppler sweep, though, not indicating any rain right now. Maybe a drizzle all the way over to there towards Fall River. Not sure if that's verifying, but certainly it's possible. And then you see, of course, that little windmill interference out along 295. That is not a rain shower. Our observations right now showing that the temperature is generally in the 70s, although Norwood, Taunton showing up at 80 right now. It's a chillier 69 in Nantucket. There are your winds. Again, it is quite breezy out here, but a nice breeze, especially when that sun was out. Could see a few more breaks of sun as we head over the next few hours, but with the sun going down, we'll see the clouds coming back in fully, and then we are expecting showers and thunderstorms overnight. Will they last until your weekend? I'll have the answer coming up in just a few minutes in my full weather. We'll get to the rest of that 7-day as well. Let's send it back over to John and Tiffany.
That's the money question. Thanks so much, Jeff. So Waterfire shows attract both locals and tourists from all over the country and the world. In fact, every Waterfire, they expect tens of thousands, upwards of 70,000 folks that come to watch every day.
I believe it, and it's always safe. They do such a great job.
It is. Caitlin Gilhouse took a closer look at the public safety aspect.
Waterfire shows are one of Providence's proudest public art displays. Security always a major priority for public events in the city. Waterfire Providence preparing for large crowds by utilizing police and security.
We've been handling fire that long, and we've had no incidences in fire. We work very closely with fire marshal, and we work very closely with all the public safety officials, including the police department, to make sure we produce a safe event for everybody.
The committee expecting up to 75,000 people at their large Waterfire shows.
There's no entrances and exits you would have in a typical stadium or a theater or something like that. So people expect to have free-flowing access to a facility or an event like Waterfire.
The police also assisting with traffic flow as streets get busy and some even shut down.
Work with the public safety officers to make sure there's an officer in command from the police department. That's our point person on the event, and there's a number of police that are walking throughout the event the course of the evening, and then at the probably the most challenging thing is the crossings at at traffic lights.
Mello adding the committee holds high expectations to put on the show no matter the weather.
Waterfire is a rain or shine event, and part of the big part of that is people who travel from all over the world to come to experience Waterfire. So if they're investing in an air flight here and then a hotel stay, we feel an obligation to actually put on Waterfire.
And they have only canceled 2 Waterfires in almost 30 years. I'd say that's pretty amazing.
That's incredible. That's monumental weather events, I'm sure.
They were. So on your screen right now, a list of the remaining Waterfire dates. It runs until November. All of that information on our website, abc6.com.
ABC 6 News at 6. We'll be right back after the break with News of the Day with Alyssa Azara. You're watching ABC 6, Southern New England's trusted news source.